My name is Monroe, Mann. I'm talking very softly now because I've been doing these live streams for 5 days straight, and it's really starting to hurt my voice. So I'm going to try to keep doing this, but I think I have to talk like this for now until my voice comes back. Because I don't want to, I think me talking so enthusiastically and with such energy, it's causing, excuse me, I got something in my tip. It's causing my voice to hurt. So Barnaby yesterday, one of my streamer viewers, asked me, "Hey, can you do a live stream on how to pick up chicks? And I guess if you're a girl or whatever, whoever you like, if you want to pick up guys." I really think the techniques are exactly the same, and the number one mission, the number one technique, if you want to pick up, if you want to get a date, is just have the confidence to talk to people. That's number one. You have to have the ability to talk to people. Now, of course, better than that, you would like people to just come up to you. This is what women usually do. They just try to look pretty and hope that they can attract somebody from the opposite sex, or I guess from the same sex these days. Women basically are told you should not be hitting on guys. You should be waiting for people to come to you. And I think that's a great strategy. It's the essence of my book, Guerrilla Networking, which talks about don't wait for opportunities. What's up? Not so much remains. I have to talk like this because my voice is just going crazy. So I hope my personality still comes across, even though I'm speaking softly and with a low voice. But it feels better on my throat. Guerrilla networking is about don't try to meet people. Become the type of person who other people want to meet. Absolutely. I mean, if you think of Tom Cruise, girls probably go up to him all the time, or excuse me, they may not have the guts to go up and talk to him, but in their head they're thinking, "Oh my gosh, that's Tom Cruise. I want to meet him. I want to ask him out on a date." But they probably don't. So the first thing that you can do is try to become the person who other people want to meet. Who is somebody that other people want to meet? It depends on who you want to attract. If you have one specific person in mind, let's say there's a guy or girl who you want to attract, and you know this person loves tennis. Well, certainly, if you become the U.S. national tennis team world champion, and then you go to the Worlds, and you go to Wembley Stadium, and everybody knows that you are this great tennis player, I have a feeling that this person is going to probably want to meet you, because who wouldn't, if you like tennis, want to meet the best tennis player in the world? By the same token, let's say you find out that somebody is trying to invest in real estate. Thank you for the like. If you find out that that person is really interested in real estate investing, that person is looking for people with money who can invest in real estate, somebody who can mentor that person in how to invest in real estate, somebody who's done real estate investing before, because all of a sudden there's a huge connection, and that person is going to want to meet you if you can potentially fill a need that that person has. Not so much Remain says, not to be too obnoxious, but you mentioned being in the military. How did you get stronger overall? I seem to make progress in muscle appearance, but I don't feel stronger. So, first of all, are you in the military? Is that are you in the military and you're trying to build your muscles, or something else? And I'll figure out a way to apply that to attracting people. Of course, I mean, think about it. If you have more muscles, that will attract a certain type of woman, or a certain type of guy. So you're in med school, 190 pounds. over 20 kilograms of muscle gained in 45 years, 4 to 5 years. So you weigh 40 pounds more than me, and I think that's great. I wish I weighed more. When I was in Iraq, because the food they gave us, it was unlimited food, it was good food, more or less, and I was eating 3 meals a day all the time. I weighed about 160 pounds when I came back from Iraq. Maybe. One thing I've learned: never underestimate your enemy. So I will never say yes I can, and I will never say yes you could kick my ass. It all depends, and you never know. And so I will not underestimate you. You weigh more than me. Maybe I have more experience with fighting and boxing and being in the military, but never underestimate your enemy. You never know. Why do you want to progress in muscles and appearance? Is it because you want to attract somebody, or just for general health and well-being? That's another question I'd like to know. But yeah, if like if here in South Beach, if you increase your muscles, but here's the thing. If you increase your muscles and you look better, let's say you have the biggest muscles ever, and that's not going to make people magically, you're not going to get a girlfriend or boyfriend from doing that. It's just going to make people maybe look at your muscles and admire you. But the linchpin is, are you able to attract these people? Are these people going to come up and talk to you? I mean, if you have huge muscles and you're at Muscle Beach, it's possible some girl or guy or someone is going to come up to you and say, wow, you've got a great body. How did you do that? How did you build your muscles up? And boom, all of a sudden there's a connection. But I will tell you from personal experience, if you are only doing guerrilla networking, which is becoming the type of person who other people want to meet, you're going to be waiting a long time. You also need to be proactive and actively go up and talk to people yourselves. I'll come back to that in a second. Let me look at the comments. So you're talking about building muscles just for health. What medicine taught me is that prevention is the best treatment, and you have to be strong as a man. Interesting. I would never have assumed that you were female. I think someone asked me, one of my friends who was on this live stream, he says, are most of the people in your live stream, are they men? Do you have any women on there? And I know that there was a mother the other day. There were 2 young girls who are 10 years old. But it's funny how we make assumptions, and it's not good. Oh, you are a man. But you said you must be strong as a man. What did you mean by that? What do you mean you must be strong as a man? You are a man, so you are as strong as a man. Maybe you can be a little bit more clear in terms of what you were saying. By the way, I'm speaking in a lower, softer voice with less enthusiasm than I usually do, because these live streams have been hurting my throat. And I'm trying to figure out how I can do these live streams regularly without hurting myself. By the way, you said you're in medical school. Maybe you have some tips for me. I'm a singer. I love singing and I love public speaking. I've never done such repetitive vocal work that just goes on and on and on. When you're singing songs, there are instrumental breaks. And when you're doing public speaking, it's usually for 20 minutes or 30 minutes, once every week, usually. Now it's just nonstop. Even if someone who has a talk show, they have guests. And so I don't know what's going on, but any tips for me on how I can not have this hoarse voice would be appreciated. So you said, I come from Eastern Europe, and here you must be everything that makes a role, female or male. We stick to our standards. Gotcha. Well, I have decent muscles. I mean, I'm in good shape, like there, and I mean, I can do more pull-ups and push-ups than most people. Like right now, if I go to my pull-up bar, you can see it over there. I mean, I can do 30 pull-ups right now. The keys to building muscle, you need to have protein intake, which I don't have. I don't eat as enough protein, I think, to actually build muscles. You need to eat more. I don't eat enough. It's why I'm repeatedly underweight. I feel like I should be 10 pounds heavier. I mean, look at my face. I don't think I look completely gaunt, but I don't look like, I feel like I should have a little bit more in my neck and here. And I think it's absolute consistency. I don't do actual weight training. I do push-ups and pull-ups. I have an ab machine, and I keep myself fit. I have a six-pack. My abs, I don't have very much body fat. I know that if I wanted to actually gain dramatic muscle, I need to go hit the gym. I need to actually lift weights and break down those muscles so that they can rejuvenate stronger. I think all I do is I'm just very fit. I have a very fit swimmer's type of body. But so I think the key is protein and hit the gym 3 times a week and actually make those muscles go to failure. He wrote, I do music too. Think about the vocal cords as biological structures. You need to let them rest, let the body take care of the rest, sleep warm. Yeah, I really think I have to like back off and not do a live stream for a couple of days. I don't like the thought of that because I'm gaining all this watch time and I'm so eager to get monetized, but I'm realizing the steady turtle wins the race. And if I keep pushing myself too hard, by the way, this applies to dating too, because this topic today is how to pick up guys, how to pick up girls, whatever. And basically how to build relationships. It's not just for people who are interested in dating. Is you don't want to go crazy texting every day. I mean, you find somebody who you're really interested in. Oh my gosh, I'm so interested in you. Oh my gosh, hey, when can we hang out? Blah, blah. You do so much of it, you're going to scare people away. And I realize if I don't take some rest for this, I'm going to scare. I'm going to burn out. My vocal cords are going to burn out, and this big dream of becoming a successful YouTube live streamer will just die. So I'm probably, guys, make sure I don't go more than 30 minutes today talking, because I need you guys to look out for me too. And I don't want to burn out and have this all crash and burn because I just keep doing the live streams and my voice disappears. That's the problem with a lot of patients. I'm looking at the comments. They always come for some magic pills or advice where the treatment is just that simple. You're stressed, avoid muscle strains, avoid activity. Thank you. And this applies to you going to the gym too. I mean, if your muscles are absolutely killing you, this was an issue that I had in the military. I think this is also why I gained a lot of muscle mass in the military, but it also was painful. You have to find that happy medium. Right now, I don't work out as much as I did brutally as in the Army, so I'm not gaining as much muscle. In the military and basic training, it was horrible because my muscles got no chance to recover. We would do a march. We would wake up at 4 a.m. and do 2-mile run, push-ups, sit-ups, crab walks, everything. And then we'd go to the obstacle course, and then we'd have to climb up and jump over things, ground, go underneath the concertina wire, go underneath the razor wire. And then we'd have to go in the prone position and fire our weapons and do that type of move and shoot exercise. And then at 2 a.m, they'd wake us up again to do more push-ups. And then we'd have to do a forced ruck march. And it like every single day. And my muscles were sore, always. My muscles never recovered. I also don't think that is good either. Just as you're telling me, if you don't give time for recovery, you're gonna get burned out. Of course, in basic training, they're training you to go beyond your limitations. In a war, you can't say I need a day off for my muscles to recover. You got to keep going. So I understand why they do that. But for me, I shouldn't be pushing my voice so far that I lose my voice and then I lose my streaming audience. How does this apply to approaching men and women to try to find a date? Is be persistent, but don't be overboard crazy. And I'm gonna use that same advice here because at 30 minutes I'm gonna back off no matter how many people are watching because I have to give my voice rest. What's up, Matthew? How are you? You can hear me talking softer in a deeper voice because my voice is hurting. And yeah, what's up, friend? I'm going to stream every day until you can monetize it. I don't think that's the best idea. You'll burn out too fast. You are 100% correct. And I'm learning that very quickly. And honestly, I don't like talking like this because it doesn't let my personality show. I don't have this deep voice. Hello, my name is Monroe, Mann. I can talk like that, but I am not Darth Vader. I'm the guy who's always enthusiastically talking and trying to motivate people and stuff. So I think, let me ask you that question, Matthew. By the way, I'll love you if you clicked like. That would be fantastic. Would you guys be upset if I only streamed once a day, or if I only streamed twice a day every 2 days? I'm trying to figure out what's going to make this work for me and for everybody watching. Not so much Remain says the best dating advice. Don't put up a persona. Let the partner love you for who you are. If you love for something you're not, you'll not like it in the long run. If you need to become more confident, fix your minuses, don't pretend. Women sense that. Yeah, 100%. What's up, Harrison Kent? Great to see you. This is not my normal voice. My voice is really hurting, so it's not my normal personality. But I wanted to give a live stream today anyway. Yeah, and as not so recommended is be yourself. This is why I refuse here in Miami Beach, in 99% of the circumstances, to pay for a girl on a first date. I'm not going to do that because it's not who I am. And I don't want people to go out with me because they're going to get a free dinner. Most of these people, you only meet them for the first time when you meet them, especially if it's on a dating app. I'm not gonna treat somebody to dinner and I haven't even met you. I don't even know if I like you. So many of these women think they are so incredible. I am so amazing, so I deserve a free dinner. No, you don't. Maybe you deserve a free dinner once I get to know you. Heck, I'm awesome. Why don't I deserve a free dinner from these women? But going back to the number one thing that I was telling you, if you want, it's a numbers game. And if you're just waiting for someone to find you and discover you, this applies to acting. Too many actors are waiting for some casting director to discover them. This applies to a job. If you're waiting for the job of your dreams to find you, you're bonkers. And it applies to dating. If you're waiting for the woman or man of your dreams to find you, you're bonkers. It may happen. And there's somebody on the live stream here or who watches this video later who will say, you know, the love of my life just found me. But why did they find you? Because potentially they were confident enough to make a first move and to reach out to you. So that's what I want you to do. If you want to get a date, go out to the supermarket and just go talk to people. Say something random, like say, oh, excuse me, you seem to know a lot about cereal here. Can you recommend a good cereal for an adult, for someone like me? It sounds stupid. We are all starving for social attention. We're all lonely. We would all like to be talked to. So many people think that the most beautiful people don't want to be talked to. And you're scared to go up to someone who think is out of your league. Guess what? The people who are out of your league are probably the most lonely because no one ever wants to go up and talk to them. Trust me. Go talk to people. Just go up and say hello. Hello, smile. You do that alone, you will. If you do that once a day, at the end of 30 days, one of those 30 people will end up having a conversation with you. And you'll realize, oh my gosh, it's not that scary to go up and talk to people. What's up, Agnes Magothu? What's up, handsome brother? Nice to see you too. I guess maybe handsome sister. Agnes sounds like it's a female. Got some other comments here. Let the guy take a rest, guys. Yeah, I'm going to take a rest probably in 5 minutes. Your American society is effed up. No one here will sell themselves for a dinner. By the way, where are you? And also, guys, please try to be civil with your foul language and stuff, because I do have some younger viewers, and I want them and their parents to feel that they can come here and watch my live streams too. And good morning, Mark. If a girl accepted to come, she's already interested, and paying for the dinner is our duty. She's prepared herself for the date, makeup, cleaning, and that costs more. I personally disagree, and I know that's the standard thing. And maybe 30, 40 years ago, I would agree. But most of the women that I go out with are not so incredible that I think they deserve a free dinner. Half of the women make more money than me. This whole idea of this male chivalrous thing, and I think chivalry is fine. I'll open a door for a woman, of course, and I will absolutely do whatever I can to help that person. But I don't trust women anymore. I don't trust that women actually care about the man. I think they just want free dinners. And maybe it depends where you are. Like I said, not so much. You're in Moldova. Very different place. Maybe the women are better there. Come to Miami Beach. Come to South Beach. Come here for a month and you will see most of the women here only want money. They care nothing about you. And I've learned I'm not going to go bankrupt just going out on dates with women who don't really care about me. So Matthew, what can you, first you said, what should I expect from your streams? I'll answer that, and then I'll answer your unfair blanket statement question. My streams in general, I have a very interesting background. I have a PhD in psychology. I'm a lawyer. I have an MBA in finance. I'm an Iraq war veteran. I'm a skydiver. I'm an accomplished, successful filmmaker. I've written 11 books, which you can find on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. I'm a public speaker. I've done TEDx talks. I mean, I've got a wide range of experience. I've lived in China. I've lived in Iraq. I've lived in Europe. I've lived in the United States. So all of my streams have something to do with something that I've done in my life, and I'm just trying to give people new perspectives on what's going on in their lives. So you said it's an unfair blanket statement about women. You're right. Maybe it is. I'm extremely busy. I have so much going on in my life. I run a number of businesses. I care for my elderly mother. So like, I don't have time to just go on date after date after date and throw out, and by the way, like a date here, you take someone out to dinner where most of these women want to go, it's $150, basically minimum, if you're taking them to dinner. I'm not going to spend virtually like $2,500 going on dates with these people just to lose my money. I'd like to find out if somebody is worthy of my money. And I don't understand how me going out, like, I just don't believe that going out on a date with a girl is such a privilege and honor for me that I have to pay for their dinner. I know some people will agree with me, but if I'm just meeting somebody for the first time, sorry, I don't even know what you're like. And even if I met that person in person and said, "Hey, you wanna grab a bite to eat sometime," I'll let them know and say, "Hey, look, I go Dutch on the first date, and so if we want to just go out as friends, that's fine. But don't get the impression that this is the date and I'm paying for food and that I'm expecting anything romantic from you." I honestly think I'm doing a favor to these women because I don't want anyone to feel like I am expecting something by paying for dinner. In my mind, in many ways, I think paying for dinner on the first date is akin to prostitution, because it's like, I don't want to pay for something. I know, and there are a lot of guys who think just like me because we get taken advantage of, and I'm tired of just losing my money for a really boring date with someone who has no conversational ability, has no connection with me. And honestly, I only want to go out with women who actually want to just hang out with me. And there have been women who have said, "You know what, you were so awesome, Monroe, and I'd love to go out with you, but the fact that you won't pay for me on this first date, the fact that you said that, I don't want to go out with you. Because you're not a provider, because you're not somebody who can," and I said, "You're deciding that I'm a provider on the first date?" And it's like, and I don't even necessarily want to be a provider. I want to have a mutual relationship where we're both providing. It doesn't have to be the same equal financial contributions, but I want to be with somebody who supports me and supports my dreams. A lot of the times I do not get along with the girls that I go out with because they don't understand who I am. I'm a very strange, unique guy with lots of degrees who loves entrepreneurship, who hates working steady jobs. And my income fluctuates, it's up and down all the time. I like to move around the world. I quit jobs to go live in China and stuff. It's weird. I really need to know that people know who I am first before I start, like, okay, fine, I'll take you out to dinner. But I mean, don't you think that a woman should earn a paid dinner? That's my thought. Women here are 1,000 times better. Everyone says that. Some of my old acquaintances moved to the West and they became, okay, yeah. So again, watch your language, guys, on here. Try to be all ages, family friendly. Yeah, it really depends on where you are. I see women who come down to Miami Beach and then a year later they've changed their personalities because of the way that this city, I think, morphs people. I've done a good job of staying true to who I am, but like I much prefer the dating scene in New York City and the friend scene in New York City. It's much easier to make friends in New York City than it is in Miami Beach. So sometimes it's also where you are, which is why if you're in a place where you're not happy with the people that you're meeting, either you can move or two, become the type of person who attracts the type of person who you want to meet. It's not an easy thing. If you read my book, Guerrilla Networking, you know that's a really hard strategy because like people are amazed. Like, Monroe, you've done so much in your life. You're an Iraq vet. You've written books. You've done TEDx talks. You've done this. And now you're a YouTube live streamer. Guess what? It's taken me 20 years. It's taken me a huge long time. I'm in pre-med classes at Miami-Dade College because I've always thought of becoming a medical doctor. I don't know if I'm going to do it, but I'm in biology 1 now. I've got 5 classes that I just have to finish, and I'll have all the prerequisites for med school: bio 1 and 2, physics 1 and 2, and biochemistry. And maybe I won't go to med school, but I mean, even this, I'm 46 years old and I'm back in undergrad. I'm the oldest student in the class. Most of the students are 18, 19 years old. And here's the 46-year-old guy going to pre-med because that's who I am and that's what I do. I'm back, baby. What's up, I troll? Matthew. For the first date, a coffee meetup is fine. Yeah, and I think a coffee meetup is fine. And I am fine paying for coffee. It's not that I'm completely opposed to paying for a girl on a first date. It's when I suggest, I say, oh, hey, would you like to meet for coffee? They don't respond. Or all of a sudden the conversation ends and they go, well, I was thinking of dinner and I was thinking of the Versace mansion. You go to the Versace mansion, 2 people, it's $200. Easily. And if you take them to Versace mansion, then and you don't want to say to them, oh, hey, can we keep it under 200? Or, hey, can we keep it under 100? Because that, it's like, I don't even want to be, money should not be part of a first date. And that's why I try to remove money from the conversation to begin with. I do not want my money or lack of money or some woman's lack of money or desire for money to have anything to do with the conversation during the first date. And I'm happy to go out on a date with someone for the first time and get coffee and a donut. How much is that going to cost me? $5, $10. But it's surprising how many women think that is not acceptable. Well, guess what? You're not acceptable to me if you're not going to willing to meet me for a coffee date to talk. Blows my mind. Did you talk with that young kid from last night? Haven't yet. I haven't heard from him, so we'll see if he gets in touch. You ever go to Colorado? Yeah, I've been to Colorado before. The only time I've really been there is I drove from New York to Arizona for intelligence school. And I stayed in Colorado for a little bit, for a day. So it was very brief, but it was gorgeous, and I certainly drove across the whole state. Those Colorado mountains, absolutely gorgeous. Matthew, I'm glad you clarified that. What did I clarify? Can you let me know? Not so much. Most of the girls here, if you buy them something like $1 or $2, she'll be humbled and they'll feel grateful. That's the problem. If you take out girls in Miami Beach and New York City and in the United States, unless you spend $200 is the minimum that they want to feel like you have earned the right to spend time with them. And I think it's absolutely disgusting. I'm not buying a consultation and I'm not buying a prostitute. Literally, if I take a girl out and it's $200 dinner, it's a prostitute. That's what it is. And this is the problem. My mom would always call them prostitutes. And I think it's funny, like Italian pasta, prostitute. You go out, take him to dinner, and then what does the guy expect? What does the guy expect when he spends $200 on a girl for dinner? He expects that something is going to happen. And I don't think any guy or girl should be in that weird position where you feel like you spent so much money and thinking, oh, I'm sure I'm spending all this money that I'm going to get a kiss at the end of the night. And then you go in for the kiss and the girl goes, whoa, what are you doing? You go, oh, well, no, what do you thought? Oh, just because you bought me dinner that you get to kiss me? I've been in situations like this and I don't like being in that situation. And it puts women too much on a pedestal and it gives them way too much power when you're willing to spend so much money on a first date. If you buy a girl coffee, it's respecting, it respects the woman, it honors the woman, it says, hey, I'm happy to pay. But there's no expectation of anything. You buy a girl coffee, that doesn't earn you the right to do anything. You didn't get a kiss from giving a coffee. So my constant feeling is always, I want a girl who's willing to meet me Dutch or for free, go for a walk in the park and go sit on a bench, or go to a movie that costs $10-15, or get a coffee. And unfortunately, it's fewer and fewer people today who are willing to do that. And if you're a woman watching this, please go meet a guy without expecting money from him. And again, I was talking before about why it used to be that the man paid for the woman always on a first date and on every date because the women couldn't go to work. Women weren't allowed to work. Women were not making as much money as men. So many women make more money than men now, it blows my mind. And women are able to work now. Men do not need to necessarily support them. And again, many of you may have different perspectives on this, but I don't want a woman who is just looking for a guy to financially support her because she's lazy and has no dreams and has no potential. I mean, that's disgusting. I'm out working my butt off to provide for a lazy person. I don't want lazy people in my life. I don't want people who are gold diggers, and none of you should either. Have some self-respect and find somebody who loves you because you are who you are. There's a reason why so many movie stars and rock stars only date other famous people. Because after a while, you don't want to go out with somebody who doesn't have as much money as you because you're always wondering, are they liking me for me or because of my money and fame? So, I mean, you look, Brad Pitt, who are the people he dates? They're all famous people. Jennifer Aniston, Angelina Jolie. It makes it easier because you don't have to think about, oh, is it about my money? And I think all of us should have that self-respect where we don't want money to be involved. And shame on any woman who takes advantage of a guy for his money. And I think not only that, shame on any guy who lets a woman take advantage of him for his money. And by the way, these roles could be reversed. Maybe there's a woman who has a lot of money and some guy is somehow convincing a woman to take care of him, or any other permutation therein. I'll be off to work, though. I'll see you next time, Matthew. Thanks. I hope you'll subscribe and click like. You fought for feminism. That's what you get, not to be judgeful. It's true. And this is why I don't like the hypocritical nature. People take advantage of their class and status and race when it's helpful to them. And when it's not, they cry foul. And I don't think that should be an issue. And I'm glad that there's feminism, and I'm glad that women have their rights, and as they should. But I mean, and the whole transgender thing, that's a big whole other issue, but I find it very hypocritical. the feminist movement fought for so many years to get women's rights. Women get their own sports teams. Women get this, women that, and now they're throwing it all away by letting men compete on women's sports teams. And biological. I mean, I'm in pre-med. I know my biology classes. I mean, men and women are different. I'm sorry. And even if you get a sex change, you are not suddenly changing your sex. It doesn't happen like that. And same thing. Women are asking for too much, I think, when they want men to take them out to very expensive dinners. So, but going back to how to get a date, I'm gonna finish this live stream very shortly. Please just have the confidence to talk to people. Don't be so desperate that you're willing to take a date from anybody. And I think this is why a lot of women take advantage of men and their money, especially here in South Beach. Because men are so desperate for a date. Men are so desperate to have someone to feel like they're happy and, oh, look at me, I'm special. And this mentality here in South Beach, yeah, you're right, Mark. It's unfortunately what has happened. So what happens, they think, okay, this girl said that she will go out with me, but I have to go out. We have to take her to Joya Beach Club on Saturday night and spend $300. Guys, I would rather be lonely than go out with a girl that expects me to take her to Joya Beach Club on a first date. I mean, that type of person is anathema to me. I don't want to be friends with that person. I don't want to support that person because that person is taking advantage of a man's lack of self-esteem. Some men will try to justify themselves and go, no, I have this money, I'm happy to spend it, I'm happy to share my wealth, I'm happy to make a woman feel special. No, you're being a pushover and you're being taken advantage of. I ask those wealthy guys or the non-wealthy guys who are wasting all of their income, see if you can get a date without your money. See if you can go out with someone. See if you can get the same type of girl to go out with you without your money. If you can, awesome. If you can't, you know that they are not with you because of you. They're with you because of what you can provide for them. And it's really tough. You got to be really careful when you're finding someone that you're dating, because I've seen so many of my friends get bankrupted. Not only bankrupted, but severely in debt. Because they say yes constantly to the significant other in his or her lives. And they're so lonely and so desperate and they don't want this person to leave them that they're just going to sacrifice their entire financial world for this person who doesn't really care. If someone really cares about you, think about this. If someone really cares about you, they're going to ascertain your financial situation before they ask you or expect you to pay for them for a fancy dinner. Any of these women who just want you to take you out on a first date and pay for them for a big fancy dinner, and they don't care about your financial situation, shame on them. And shame on any of you who inflate your financial situation to make people think that you're more wealthy than you actually are. I am not wealthy. I am not a millionaire. I'm in a better financial situation with assets than many other people I know. And I have a lot more savings and stuff, but I don't have $20,000 coming in every single month. And I don't want people to take advantage of me just to get something for free. I mean, a lot of people today, they take advantage, they don't work. And they don't work because they know that they can get free lunches and free dinners and free places to stay from dopey guys who are dumb enough to give them free lunch, free dinners, and a place to stay. Just be very careful, guys. You want people to like you for you, not because of your money or your lack thereof. If you find the right guy or girl, that person's going to stay with you regardless of your financial situation. And that's what you want to find. How do you find that person? You got to go through a lot of bad apples and a lot of bad turns, but you have to be the driver. Go up and just talk to people. 9 out of 10 people that you think are attractive physically will have the worst personalities. But 1 out of 10 might actually be somebody who you connect with. So I'm just urging you to, and this applies even outside of romance. If you want to sell, if you're starting a business, go up and just talk to people randomly and start telling them about your company. And if you are trying to raise money for something, you have to just ask people. The number one way to get a date, ask people. This applies to guys and girls. Do not be afraid to break the norms, break the conventions, and just go up and talk to somebody and ask. And even if you still want someone to ask you out, if you're a girl and you feel it's important that the guy asks you, you can still initiate the conversation. You can still initiate the friendship and then kind of guide that person to maybe making the request. But the truth is, I respect women who ask me out on dates. I think it is amazing if someone will come up to me and say, hey, Monroe, do you want to grab a coffee sometime, or you want to do this? I'm so busy, it saves me the time and the effort of doing it, and I like that person 20 times more. So that's my number one final tip. Have the guts to just walk up to random people who you want to talk to and talk to them. And on the flip side, in the meantime, keep developing yourself. Work out, improve your hygiene, improve your wardrobe, try to get a better job, try to become more accomplished. All of those things will certainly help. What's up, Ladybug McGregor? I'm talking lower because of my voice. How about boomers raise their children right? Yeah, you're right. My 2 kids are from friends who are from run away from home, and I stepped up to be their mom. They're my kids no matter what, but wish my friends were like that. It's why I want to adopt children one day. I want to make sure that, of course, that I am financially capable of supporting multiple children before I do that. But I think what you did is absolutely amazing. And I'm so happy that you are basically raising these kids as your own. Raise them well, Ladybug. Teach them about money. Teach them about investing. Buy them books on investing. Buy them books on real estate. And encourage them to go up to random people and talk to them. If you're at the playground, or if they're younger, or if they're older, just tell them what I'm telling you now. Encourage them to go up and talk to random people. It's really amazing the opportunities you can find when you're willing to just go out and talk to people. So I am gonna head off. I don't wanna hurt the voice. It was a lot easier for me talking in this lower voice and a little bit softer. So, but I'm also gonna take the advice from Not So Much Remains, reminding and Mark to maybe take it easy and not do those 2-hour live streams anymore. I need to let my voice rest. So guys, thank you so much. If you're just joining me, I hope you'll click a like on here. I hope you'll subscribe if you haven't already. See you, Mark. God bless. It's a pleasure having you here. Thank you, guys. Please share my channel with your friends and then tell them that, hey, there's this cool guy that I met and you got to be a part of his live streams. I know if I can exponentially increase the number of people watching at the same time, then this thing can get monetized far more quickly. So thank you, guys. Have a great day. This week, or today, go out and talk to a random person. That's your only mission. Go out and talk to some random person and see if you can strike up a conversation. It will build your confidence and you realize, hey, you know what? It's not that difficult. Thank you. Bye, guys.